Hello everybody, this is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports with another video from you that's going to be styling and profiling. You know, normally I would never ever wear anything that has a New England Patriots logo on it. But for this video, it's kind of fitting. You know, 2 years ago, the NFL was on a lockout and on a strike, causing a lot of issues going on. Well, that was very hurtful to the game. There was only 2 preseason games, that year, and it really kind of threw things for a loop. Fast forward 2 years later, the referees have been on strike and have locked themselves out, pretty much. Now, we all know that not everything was going to be grand and glorious, and some calls would be missed, and there would be a few bad calls made with the replacement refs. But never in my wild mistakes did I ever think that the replacement referees in the NFL could be so stupid. There have been some very, very big missed calls in the first 3 weeks. But Sunday night was the beginning of the end, it seemed like. The New England Patriots were up by 2 points, and the Baltimore Ravens were kicking a field goal with no time left. Baltimore Ravens kicked the field goal, and it appeared to be good. And it was not reviewable. Well, after watching a couple of replays, I realized that the field goal wasn't good. And I think a lot of other people realized it way before I did. Obviously, Bill Belichick definitely realized that that field goal was not good. Now, the rule in the NFL, it doesn't matter if it goes between the goal posts or not. If it goes above the uprights, it is not good. It is not counted as an extra point. And watching the replay, the football went above the uprights, and the call should have been waved off. The field goal should have been waved off, and the New England Patriots, should have won the game. Fast forward 24 hours later, the Seattle Superhawks, or whatever the hell you want to call them. Yeah, see, that's how much I care about Seattle right now. Seattle Seahawks, not the Supersonics, what I'm thinking of. But anyways, that's how pissed off I am. I can't even keep my team straight right now. Anyways, so I'll admit, Seattle played a really great game, especially that first half, with 8 sacks on Aaron Rodgers. And I honestly, in my predictions on Hollywood's World of Sports, I picked the Seahawks to win the game. But the final play of the game, Russell Wilson throwing a Hail Mary to Golden Tate. First off, Golden Tate shoved one of the defenders onto the ground in the end zone, which should have been offensive pass interference. And number 2, Jennings from Green Bay caught the ball and clinched it to his chest. I don't know how you can consider that simultaneous at all. And I'm speechless. It's really hard for me to even talk about this, as I can't even put into words how ridiculous and stupid this is. I mean, these guys were brought in here to be professionals and know about the game and the rules of the game. And I'm sorry, but these guys, excuse my language, to take a movie quote from one of my favorite movies, Grumpier Old Men, to take a quote from Max Goldman in there, they don't know their ass from their elbows, as far as I'm concerned. They don't know crap. The judge who waved it off had some decent experience coaching in Big 12 and the arena football league. The referee who called it a touchdown has never even coached in college football. I mean, are you kidding me? We pretty much got regular old people who are probably fans of the game, who are probably easily influenced, who probably have been maybe even paid off in some sorts, are damaging the integrity of the game by, just allowing this crap to go on. As a fan, it disgusts me watching the outcomes of games be determined by referees. As a writer, I feel like I can't predict games anymore because you never know what the hell the refs are going to do to it. I mean, last night, there was 24 penalties called for 245 yards in one game. That is absurd. That is almost like abuse of power. And the NFL expects coaches not to get mad, expects players to keep their mouths shut. I mean, come on. I mean, it's rocket scientist. It really is. And, I don't even understand how this could continue to go on. The NFL, if this allows this to continue, the whole season's going to be screwed. It's like I said in one of my Facebook comments last night to a friend. I was like, I said to him, at this rate, the Super Bowl is going to be the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs or some oddball teams like this. Because teams are getting screwed hand over fist. And, I heard, somebody told me, it's payback for when Seattle got screwed out of the Super Bowl, 5-6 years ago, whenever it was, when they played, the Steelers. And, the referees did hand the Steelers that Super Bowl trophy in Detroit when they beat the Seahawks. There was some bad officiating. But you know what? Enough about payback. I mean, yeah, the Seahawks got screwed about 6 years ago, but what about now? People got to think about this. Think about this for a minute. Say Baltimore and New England are fighting for a playoff spot and are tied at the end of the season. Baltimore goes to the playoffs and New England sits home, all because of that call. That call that made the field goal good and end the game for Baltimore and gave them the win. Same with Green Bay and Seattle. What if Green Bay and Seattle are fighting for a playoff spot at the end of the year? You know what happens? Seattle will move on and Green Bay will stay home because Seattle would have won the tiebreaker due to the win they were given last night. And I'm sorry, this might piss Seattle Seahawks fans off. You know what? If you think you won that game, clearly and without controversy, and that nothing happened, and people are making a big crap, because guess what? You got lucky. You got lucky that you had two incompetent idiots on the field that gave you a win. And Golden Tate, you really made yourself look like a jackass during that post-game interview. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Golden Tate, the only thing that's golden about you is that you're a golden liar and you're a golden cheat. Go back to Notre Dame where you can wear the golden helmets. Notre Dame must have taught you well, buddy, because you sure pretended like nothing happened. Well, guess what? Something did happen. You pushed one of the defenders out of the way, which, like I said in the beginning, should have been offensive pass interference. And then you put one hand on the ball when Jennings clearly had possession of the ball, and all of a sudden you're a hero? I'm sorry, Golden Tate, but you're no hero, okay? You think what you did last night was heroic? You're full of crap. And Pete Carroll, you're full of crap too. I'm sure USC, taught you. Well, actually, I know USC taught you how to cheat because look at your players. One of them got stripped of their Heisman because of cheating. All right. So you know what? Don't sit here and tell me the Seattle Seahawks and the Baltimore Ravens won single-handedly. You know, Baltimore took their win and they shut up about it. They didn't say another word about it. But Seattle, oh, we won fair and square. We did everything the right way. You know, there's no controversy. I'm like, you know what? Bullshit. There's plenty of controversy. And you know what? As much as I am against strikes and lockouts, and I'll probably sound like I'm contradicting myself, if I was the owner of all 32 teams, if I were the owners, I would get together. And number one, I would actually give the refs whatever they want at this point to keep the integrity of the game alive. Number two, if Roger Goodell didn't help get those referees back, I would make sure my teams do not step on a field until the regular officials are back. But like I said, it's up to the owners to make that call. And it's up to Roger Goodell to do his freaking job. You know, Roger Goodell said he backed the decision not to overturn the play last night. Which, you know what, Roger Goodell, you pretty much have burned yourself in the last couple of years by making some really lot of bad mistakes. And you've made a lot of bad mistakes, my friend. And, you know, people want to say that, you know, that Goodell is trying his best and yada yada. Here's I'm going to put it up on the screen for you here. If you would like to give Roger Goodell a piece of your mind, here is his number, because he deserves to have his ass chewed for all this crap. You know, he's supposed to be the leader of the NFL, supposed to be the guy to help make the NFL a better sport. Well, guess what? It's not a better sport. The NFL is becoming about as big a joke as basketball and hockey, with all the strikes and lockouts and garbage. You know, there's only one sport that has any brains left, and that's baseball. At least baseball learned from their mistakes, you know, of having a strike back, what was it, 18 years ago now? Yeah, 18 years ago was the last strike. And I don't think they'll have one anytime soon, because they know how damaging it was to their sport. And if football, hockey, basketball, whatever it is, if they don't pull their head out of their asses real soon, they're going to damage the sport. And, you know, yeah, I'm going on a long rant. I understand that. But you know what? Last night and the night before pissed me off. And I'm sure a lot of you people out there are pissed off as well. So, you know, I mean, I won't, you know, I'm not going to say any more, because I think I've went on long enough about this topic. But I will say this. The NFL is self-destructing due to bad decisions. And I hope to God that before halfway through the season, the original refs come back, at least the ones that know the rules and the playbooks and, you know, the guidelines. Please bring them back and get the frickin' game back to where it needs to be. Or here, better yet, how about you take some guys in their 20s and 30s, young guys who are in shape, who can keep up with the athletes, and train them, teach them, and guide them how the game is supposed to be played and what the rules are, and get some new young people in there that can do a good job. Because I'll be honest with you, even if the original refs come back, man, there's a lot of old farts in the, you know, with the original refs, and they can't keep up much longer. So, you know, I will say this. Do what you got to do, NFL. Do what you got to do, Roger Goodell, because I'll put it this way. If this crap keeps happening, you're going to lose a lot of money and you're going to lose a lot of viewers. Because I, for one, am sick and damn tired of watching a football game with the majority of the camera being on the referees the entire time. So with that being said, Roger Goodell, NFL, whoever is in charge of getting those refs back, pull your head out of your ass, get your shit together, and frickin' bring back the game of football the way it's meant to be. The outcomes be determined on the field and by the players, not the frickin' referees. So with that being said, I'm done. And all I got to say now is remember, don't forget to visit HollywoodsWorldOfSports.com, where controversy doesn't come without criticism. Thank you, and have a good night.